everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about conspiracies and conspiracism. So conspiracism is the reactionary politic. Taken to an extreme as a worldview, conspiracism is extraordinarily flawed. However, on the short side, it is a very powerful subversion tactic that is exploited by many sides of any debate. Sometimes it's used to belittle someone's subversive ideas. Now you're sounding like a nutjob conspiracy theorist. Other times, even if incorrect, it becomes a critical and necessary look at structural inequities. What if the FBI did assassinate Kennedy? How does that imbalance the power of American government? So, what is with all the damn aliens in XCom? And why do the creators want the Earth to feel an overwhelming destructive and alien force? They could have just as easily mapped this out to be Mother Gaia retaking her land with rock golems and flying lava bees, which would have been pretty awesome. The game starts with the fear idea. The fear that we are not alone in the universe. But what the hell does that mean? I mean, what do I care as an individual if we aren't alone? It has to go a little deeper than that to find the root cause of this fear. Alien conquest of Earth, kind of like what's depicted in XCOM, is usually seen as a fear of loneliness. The beginning of the game gets that right. But I argue that it isn't a fear of another sentient and dominating entity, it's the fear of being alone in our own thoughts and communications. The fear of the other, who refuses to speak our language and refuses our indoctrinations. For Americans, this would be the Indian, or the Russian, or, more suitably now, the Arab people. The brute force of the alien invasion, the governmental hand-wringing, the scientists doing autopsies, trying to figure out some sort of truth or logic or something by literally ripping apart bodies. This is all really reminiscent of modern-day post-September 11th American politics. This is where we get back into conspiracies. What if 9/11 was an inside job? Or, what is really being asked by that question, what if we, the American people, did something to deserve this? Obviously, XCOM takes the opposite route. The big group of non-Middle Eastern countries are the victims of some unknown crisis. XCOM distances itself from any kind of critical observations by putting the aliens in one of three places. On the other side of an in-game computer screen, on the other side of a gun that you're supposed to shoot, or in a cutscene where they are shown killing people or shown being ripped apart by our science claws. It also distances the player from this alien force by exploiting the cliched aesthetic of conspiracy. Literally a aesthetic of conspiracy. You have the shadowy council that gives you shadowy orders, and you have to do what shadow people say or else. The player is hopelessly distanced from alien contact in any way that could be critically constructive, and this creates the real conflict and mystery behind the game. The whole reason I'm playing XCOM is to find out what the aliens are doing and why they're doing it. But I already know, without having completed the story yet, that if they even have a reason, it'll probably be washed away and overshadowed in some kind of hyper-indulgent white savior fantasy, a la Zero Dark 30. Some superpower white guy will save the day and the world will be safe once again for Whitey McAmerica, and nobody has to think hard or fear the unknown enemy ever again. The end. XCOM Enemy Unknown is a misleading title because it emphasizes that the enemy will become known. Of course, it only becomes known in a biological and militarized sense, or even in the game's sense, to the point of the player understanding how these enemies work so that one may kill them better. As you torture living prisoners for scientific information and kill countless aliens, they do become more known in that biological and militarized sense. And because of that, whether Firaxis wanted to or not, They really did a good job showing how modern society, especially in the US, has invisibilized and trivialized the horrors of war by digitally and mechanically separating us from other living things. I mean, they give you a huge bonus for capturing aliens alive, kinda like the bonuses the US government got and continue to get for detaining prisoners in Guantanamo Bay, despite the cruelty of it all. Call it a conspiracy, but subversive and radical thought is the only critical thought that is coming out of such a dry and dull game as this. I mean, it uses the generic hive mind trope, for Christ's sakes. And then even more than that, it doubles down when it takes that away and says, no, they're all being ruled by big, tall, spooky guy. I don't know. So, the fear of the unknown enemy in XCOM, Enemy Unknown, is not a fear of the unknown. That's a disguise for the real fear. The fear of non-assimilation. The fear that a neo-colonialist world has against those outside of their domination. The fear of those that don't speak the dominant language and don't act in accordance to the dominant culture that we fear we may never understand. But it's hard to be understood when Commander Planet is standing on your neck. So in our last critique of XCOM, which was also one ending to my Let's Play of XCOM, really drove into the emotional stakes of role-playing a commander at war that the game has you play. It was a critique of the player, in a way. This video is a more critical look at the major theme of the game and what it represents in the grander scheme of American culture, and to an extent, world culture, especially as, in the game, each country follows the exact same AI, making it seem like some kind of government hive mind runs everything anyways. I also want to note the bad ending to XCOM where they explain that this whole exercise was maligned. I was screaming at my computer, finally, someone who has some goddamn sense! Only to find out that it was my enemy who was making the sense. That was a twist that was probably funnier than it intended to be. But goddamn did those aliens make sense! Anyway, I'm way off track. Finally, I'll have one more video after this one critiquing XCOM specifically, talking about the role-playing and other fun parts I had playing XCOM. So that'll be the good ending. Thanks critters for watching today's vid. The comments below are yours to discuss XCOM with. I'd be honored if you shared this video and subscribed, and we will see you next time on Rainy Day Let's Play.
You're gonna wish you stayed home. Taken care of. Mission accomplished.
Recovered from a cloaked ship and guarded by the most powerful being we've ever encountered. What do you think it is?
An object of immense power. Think of all we could do if we unlocked its secrets.
A dangerous sentiment, Doctor.
Sir, I'm picking something up. Another cloaked ship?
No, sir. It's big.
Tell me that was a coincidence.
Wish I could, sir. That seismic event originated directly beneath our new contact.
Nothing we have would even make a dent in that thing. If you two have any more bright ideas, now's the time.